3 years ago, I bought a 2017 Mitsubishi Mirage to rent out on Turo for under $6,000. And in this video, I'm going to go over exactly how much it made being rented out, was it worth it, and how much money I made even when it got stolen off insurance claims. So let's get after it. All right, guys, if you don't know who I am, I'm George Madden, Pittsburgh's largest Turo host with a fleet of over 55 cars. I got into this business over 4 years ago, not because I love cars, not even the biggest car enthusiast at all. I did it because I wanted to figure out a way to build passive income, and I saw it as a business opportunity that was emerging in a market that wasn't too competitive, and I knew I could dominate. So here we are, 4 years later, and we're actually inside the 2017 Mitsubishi Mirage. I mean, look at this baby. Look how nice this dash is. This is as luxury as it gets. No, I'm kidding. This is a very, very economical car, and it was one of the first cars I ever even put on Turo. So we're gonna walk you through what exactly this car made, all the costs associated with it, and I'm even gonna tell you about when it got stolen and how much money I made off the insurance. And guys, when I first started doing Turo, I didn't realize how many accidents these cars would be in. I didn't realize the best type of cars to buy or how to source them. I didn't realize all the insurance claims and documentation that I would need to be successful in this business and how to deal with guests. So I've had tons and tons and tons of mistakes and pitfalls, but that's why I make these videos, so you guys don't have to go through the same headache that I had when I first started this business. Thankfully, I had some great mentors along the way and some courses in one-on-one coaching and things like of that nature that really helped me get ahead. But guys, so many mistakes were made early on. So this was one of my first rental cars ever, and one of the first trips it was on, actually the very first trip, it was rented by two 18-year-olds, okay? So you're not allowed to discriminate on who you rent cars to, but these guys seemed a little bit, let's just say, sketchy to say the least. They showed up to the car lot, they reeked of marijuana. I didn't see them like actively smoking, but I was like, okay, I know they're gonna smoke in this car. And I just asked them, hey, what are you guys planning on doing with the car? That was early on in my Turo career. Now I really don't even care. But asked them, they said, oh yeah, we're just taking to go grocery shopping, some stuff like that. And I had trackers on this car in every single car I've ever rented because I was smart to start the business with trackers. But anyways, take a look. Remember, we're in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They took this car all the way to Miami, this little Mitsubishi Mirage. I couldn't actually believe it after they said they were just taking it grocery shopping. But you can't put limitations on where people can actually take the car on Turo anyways. But I was like, okay, that's pretty sketchy. They just like lied completely about that. So it looked like they were going on their senior trip, and that's what they took. And yeah, I guess they showed up in style in this little go-kart. But people love the go-kart. Rents all the time. Anyways, car came back, and obviously it was smoked in, so we got a smoking fee. And the car was dirty. It was filled with sand, right? I thought that was pretty funny. You're gonna say you're going to the grocery store, but then the car has sand all through it. So we got a cleaning fee too. So that was $300 in smoking and cleaning. But guys, they only booked the car for 2 days, and I have 250 miles per day allowed. That's included with the rental. Anything over that, they get charged an additional fee. But the amount they drove this car on a 2-day rental, it was over $1,000 in additional mileage I was able to charge them. So the first trip I ever had in this baby, it made me over a G. And remember, this is like a under $6,000 car. So you can imagine that it continued to be more and more profitable, which we'll get to that number at the end of the video. But yeah, first experience, I knew how to charge them. It didn't matter that they were lying. They were allowed to take the car to the beach. I couldn't have prohibited it, but you know, it's usually a little bit sketchy, and I'm sure they didn't know that I track the mileage and have GPS trackers too, so I was able to prove that to Turo and get the funds. But anyways, let's get into what this car actually made. First off, let's break down the $6,000 price point on this car. So I believe I got this for $59.95, so $5,995. I try to keep most of my cars in the like $10,000 range, maybe a little bit less. That's usually what we're sourcing them for, unless we get some extraordinary deals. But I like to usually keep around 10 grand. I mean, we have the new Explorers. Those are like $35,000, $40,000, and a few other nicer cars that we've been adding to the fleet. But for all of our economy cars, which is the heart and soul of our business, try to keep them around under the $10,000 range. So this one was a little bit lower. We got this one out of steel. There's actually a little bit of body work that needed done to it. And we sourced these cars at auctions. So we to get trade-ins, auctions, we actually go to these auctions all across Pennsylvania and bid on these vehicles. So I have one of the best buyers in the business. He's been doing it for over 30 years since he was a kid, and he buys all the vehicles for us. And if you work with us at carrentalcoach.com, fill out our quick 60-second survey, and we work with you one-on-one and decide to, we can actually source the vehicles for you as part of the program from auctions just like this and pass on the savings to you, as well as teach you everything you need to know with the rental business as a whole. But anyways, get most of the cars from auction. So this car is pretty typical. So if you're getting on Turo, think about like cars 10 grand or less, and that's where I really want you to stay at, especially when starting out, because we want these cars to be as profitable as possible. I'll show you a few other cars in the fleet as well, so you have an idea of what I mean when I'm talking about economy. And guys, just to give you comparison, because you might think, oh, well, $6,000, that's not realistic for a car. It actually is. So we'll just walk you through a few of the vehicles in the fleet. We have a Nissan Versa Note here. It's actually the first time I've seen this baby in a while. It's been on some very long-term trips. This car right here, got for about $7,500. Just got this Nissan Altima, very nice, under $10,000 for this too. These are some newer cars. Then we have the Explorers, which they're a little dirty now, gonna have to take them to the wash, but these are some of the more premium cars we have when it comes to pricing. But just to give you guys some comparisons, that's why that $6,000 price point is something we're able to replicate and do over and over again. Guys, like I mentioned before, this car did have a little bit of body damage when we first picked it up, but we had it fixed very, very cheap, and that's how we were able to save thousands getting it. But as you can see, there's really nothing wrong with it. It's a nice looking car. It's not a car that I like to drive. I hate these things, driving them, just because they don't have much power, and I like big cars. Like, you're never gonna catch me in a Mitsubishi Mirage. Maybe you see me taking it to go get an oil change or something, but guests love it because it's so good on gas, and they're very cheap to fix, and I found out to be very reliable cars. I mean, it almost looks like something in Mario Kart or something. Like, I can't even believe this thing is street legal, how small they are, but they rent and do extremely well. So this car, 2022, it made $2,751. And that was the first year it was put on the platform, put on at the very end of the year. And then in 2023, it did $10,546. And in 2024, this baby made $8,004. Plus, we made $4,200 during that time on insurance claims, which basically just small scratches to the car, small damages that we were able to get Turo to pay us out big money for. And we've done some private rentals with the car too. So in total, ding, 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 this car has actually made us over, with private rentals too, over $29,000 since we got it. $29,000 in revenue. Sure, there's some monthly costs with this car, like car washes, which that's only $20 a month. Our tracker, that's $15 a month, so that's $35. And then insurance, so that's $135 total. And then, we have employees and everything too, but we're not gonna put that employee cost just on the cost of one car. But with over all of the fees and everything this baby's made, it's made almost over $30,000. Continues to rent. We're actually putting it on a private rental here soon. Somebody wants to take it long term. But at under $6,000, I think that this vehicle has paid itself off not once, not twice, not 3 times, but almost 5 times already. This return's been completely insane, so it was 100% worth it, and that's why economy vehicles make so much sense. This car is always rented. I never see it unless we're doing maintenance on it. People love economy cars because, one, you can rent them for a lower price per day, even though this thing still goes for like sometimes $40 to $50 even per day. It's great on gas, and somebody's always going to need it. So that's why I don't think the money's in the luxury, even though I have a few nicer vehicles too. But I keep adding economy cars, and if I can turn $6,000 to $30,000, I will keep doing that every single time, and that's how we keep building this fleet up and taking over the Pittsburgh area. And it's also how we help all of our clients at carrentalcoach.com. So we help source the cars, we help set you up, we do market analysis to make sure you're buying the right cars. So if you want to work with me one-on-one, you can apply at carrentalcoach.com. And guys, we don't take on everybody. This is very personalized coaching, and I'm working with you one-on-one to make you successful. So don't feel bad if you're not there yet or ready to work with us. And if you fill out the survey and we can't work with you because we do have a waiting list, just keep watching our videos, keep learning, and then when you're ready and we actually can take you on and want to work with you because we think that you're the right fit, we'll get you successful in no time. And make sure to like and subscribe to watch any future videos. But yeah, guys, this little go-kart killed it. See you in the next one.